I'm doing my makeup because I fucking need it. I do have like things that I want to talk about. I don't know if I have enough stuff to talk about to like fill out an entire video, but we'll see. So the first thing I want to talk about is this football coach, because a video went viral of him essentially like fucking beating up a kid. He didn't beat up a kid, but like he was aggressive both physically and verbally towards a kid at a national football championship for kids 9 and under.
It shows a youth football coach yelling at a player before then hitting him hard in the head. You then see him walking around angry, yelling before then hitting that player again, this time slamming him to the ground. The child then gets back up, he continues to get screamed at. The coach ends up grabbing his helmet, sending him off the field.
So that video blew up. Obviously a lot of people were upset by it, and the football Facebook page posted saying, "Please keep the negative comments off this page, please. This organization has great coaches. We understand what we all saw yesterday was disturbing to us all. But let's not blame everyone for one man's actions. The organization is not at nationals. We have only 2 age groups at nationals, 7U and 9U, with only those coaches of those age groups, which the guy in the video is our 9U head coach. He's a good guy that just took it a little too far on a 9U player. We understand and we are aware of what's going on, and we would like to apologize to the Big Peach Conference and the AYF on the behalf of the Savannah Gators organization. We will get to the bottom of what happened at nationals. Thanks and have a blessed day, everyone." My response to that is we have to normalize bullying people with bad grammar. Like, who put this? Okay, the thing is, it doesn't take much to be in charge of like a social media page. Like, all you have to do is have a presence, answer questions if they have them, post update. Like, it's an easy job. Anyone can do it. But preferably somebody who knows the difference between which and which. And preferably somebody who knows the difference between 2 and 2. Tell me why they are trying to convince me that they put an adult in charge of this page when this is the bullshit that they were writing. I had a stroke reading this, and I had to retake that so many goddamn times. That alone is a crime. They did end up deleting this post, as they should, because it's a fucking shitty post and it makes no sense. Which I'll get to in a minute because there's more that gets like built up onto this. But the coach did end up apologizing for this, and this is what he said.
"I'm gonna apologize for my actions about what took place, but at the end of the day, I am a man, and I'm not gonna make no excuses for what I did. I was wrong. I shouldn't have disciplined him in public. I should have waited till he got back for doing what he did. At the end of the day, I apologize to him, the kids, the city down here, and my family back at home. I do apologize. There's no excuse for my actions, you know. I hope, well, he forgave me, and his parents have forgiven me. So nobody else should be bashing."
So he's not actually sorry for, you know, pushing the kid down or punching the kid or shouting at the kid or any of this stuff. He's just sorry that he did it in public. He didn't learn the lesson to not abuse kids. He learned the lesson, don't abuse kids in public. It's also just concerning that his parents are allegedly okay with this. That is bad. But the way that he responded makes me think that this is like a common occurrence, like this has happened before. So whatever crusty bitch who doesn't understand English posted that shit on the Savannah Gators Facebook page, said don't fault the entire team or organization for this one man's actions, but I believe that you knew this was an action that he would take, or that he was at least willing to take during practices, and just didn't care. They made another post just saying that the coach was fired, but then they deleted that as well and replaced it with this. "We are the organization for the kids of Savannah. Our football season was cancelled due to COVID, so when a team came to us wanting to carry our name on a national level, we thought it would be a good thing, but we don't allow or condone any of our coaches to hit a child in no way, shape or form with the name Savannah Gators. We made a mistake and we will learn from this as we move forward." I'm sorry, I know this is nitpicky, but you cannot convince me that you're a professional organization using big words and diction and all this shit in your posts while having such bad grammar. Regardless, the entire thing was sketch. I don't think they handled it very well, but at least he's off allegedly. And I guess that's the most we can expect from somebody that types like that. Joey Graceffa's ex-boyfriend posted a video to YouTube where he was basically answering a bunch of questions. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be about like the breakup or like his relationship with Joey and all that. One of the questions that were asked in that video was about like who he really hated working with in Escape the Night. And he said in season 4, Gabby was just a nightmare. He said that she was horrible to work with, that she was like a diva, and that she made him cry.
Who was your least favorite person on Escape the Night?
I feel like you guys know there were a few, because obviously Escape the Night is a produced show. It's a multi-million-dollar show on a massive network. There's 180 crew members. We filmed for multiple times. I think it's really interesting when you take a YouTuber who's used to like this connection, producing themselves, especially like super successful ones that are a bit jaded and like money hungry and only care about certain things, and putting them on a production, because a production is not just a one-on-one relationship. It takes the crew, it takes hair, wardrobe, catering, it takes directors, producers, executive producers, lighting, sound, mic people, everything. It's like a whole team, and that whole team comes together to create the amazingness of a show. Some people come on set with a really bad attitude, or just think that they're the biggest star in the room when there's 10 other people, or they're just like wanna be messy and like be fussy and just like not humble and excited to be a part of a project. So I had issues with a few people, none that are existing today, and just not in my life because I don't fucking care about them, period.
I think some people just aren't cut out for that environment.
Right.
And maybe they learned that.
Yeah, that's true, but also they probably never worked before other than like this type of work. I've been an intern, I've been a PA, I've produced, I've directed, I've written, like you know what it's like to be on set for 15 hours a day.
Right.
So when you have people who are negative and just like divas or brats, like it's not cute. I mean, not to drag anyone or anything, but who did I have issues with? Season 1, Lele was a little hard. Season 3, Sophia, who I'm not really a big fan of, but again, I don't care. Also, she didn't promote the show at all when she was on, and that's gross to me. It was part of the contract to promote it, and you're part of an amazing show that's the #1 show on YouTube. Like, why wouldn't you promote it? Aren't you proud of your work and being on it? I feel like people only do certain things if they're getting something from it, and maybe she wasn't getting enough out of it, or maybe she was upset that she didn't win or something. I'm not dragging her, I'm just saying the truth. And then season 4, Gabby, I had issues with her a lot. I also had issues with her on season 2. I don't think I've ever said her name publicly, but it's not really news to anyone. She was, I don't know, her and I have had a very volatile relationship where it's been like really good. Right now she's not in my life anymore. I've just like decided to step back from a lot of people this year. Yeah, she was miserable to work with for the most part. There were good moments. If she was great on camera, which she was, and she was very entertaining, I forget about all that shit.
But you're forgiving to a fault. Like sometimes we need to draw a little bit more of a line in the sand,
right,
I feel.
Right. So I definitely forgot about that season 2, and then she was back for All Stars season 4. And then season 4, she was a fucking nightmare. I'm not going to expand upon that because I don't really care anymore. It was just hard. There were a lot of diva antics. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of unprofessional behavior. It was miserable, but it turned out entertaining on the show, so I can't really hold that against her. I mean, she definitely did make me cry once. If you see people who aren't working in the industry or aren't liked in the industry, or they don't have a lot of friends in the industry, there's always a reason why. This isn't like a new thing. This goes on a lot of different things. The person who usually cries wolf the hardest is the wolf themselves.
And so people watched that and realized that it lined up with Joey Graceffa's like story, I guess, that he told on Trisha Paytas' podcast, where he essentially just talked about this one person that he found very difficult to work with in season 4. And a lot of the things that were said just made sense and lined up with the things that were said in the video.
It's scripted or unscripted?
So with everything with the YouTubers, it's unscripted.
Okay.
So like everyone who shows up, no one has any idea what's going to happen or the clues that they're going to solve. The only scripted bits are the actors that are mixed within the YouTubers. They have like a storyline that they guide the YouTubers through. Okay. So all the voting and all the conversations that the YouTubers are having is all just as it comes. The director pops in and is like, hey, you lost. You're going to die. He's going to come over and stab you. So just play along with it. And then action. And it's just still one take.
Has anyone ever said no?
Oh my God, no. There was one person who, when they found out that they died, they completely shut down and didn't know how to, like, be...
Because were they like, because they didn't know how to act, or they were like, I lost?
They were just mortified.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder that, like the drama behind that, because I mean, I think a lot of YouTubers, including myself, are kind of narcissistic where they're like, no, I can't be the one to go home.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Then you think, and only one out of all 4 seasons, someone like had an issue with dying.
Oh, there was one in season 4 too. for
Really?
sure. Yeah, that was season 4 was my least favorite to film by far.
Why?
Just because
Drama.
of this one person on the cast who just made it hell.
Really? And how do you stay out of like not talking about drama? You never talk about things. I would call people out left, right, and center.
No, honestly, I could have, and I could have like exposed a lot of receipts, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't put out that energy.
So, like, tie-dye clothing has kind of come back in recently, and there's a company called Bleached tie-dye. If I'm not mistaken, it's like either mostly blue or just entirely blue tie-dye clothing though. But it is like a rather small brand, and the owner tweeted out saying, imagine an influencer wanted to become a part owner of your tie-dye business. So you spend thousands on attorney fees and spend hours on calls for the influencer to then go silent and release her own tie-dye merch. Bye. So if you go on the Bleached tie-dye website, you can see Tana Mojo wearing clothing from that store. Not only did she wear that clothing, but she has also filmed a TikTok with bleached tie-dye sweatpants, which was then reposted on the bleached tie-dye Instagram page. And Tana Mojo has recently released her own line of tie-dye clothing. So the story kind of seems to check out. They tweeted it, and it's like a weird thing to lie about. She's been modeling their clothing for a while. She's obviously a fan, and she's recently released clothing that looks very similar. So the next thing I want to talk about is Charli D'Amelio, and it's like I don't even know if it was drama to begin with, or like if James kind of just responded and made it a big thing. But regardless, she tweeted out saying, after not being on my phone all day, I checked Twitter to find out what is going on with Brandon Bernard, and I'm incredibly disgusted to see him be put to death. He does not deserve this, and it breaks my heart that our outdated legal system is taking the life of an undeserving man. To which somebody responded with, kinda weird how the first sentence is, after not being on my phone the whole day, like you're a TikTok star. It's weird how James Charles, Lauren Gray, Dixie D'Amelio weren't on their phones today. Brandon has been trending all over the internet. It's just fucking weird. James Charles then quoted that tweet and said, I can't speak for all influencers, but as for Charli, Dixie, Noah, Chase, Larry, and I, we filmed 7 videos together over the past 2 days. None of us have been on our social media accounts much because we were making content for our social media accounts. I liked one tweet this morning when I woke up and logged off. I didn't hear about Brandon Bernard until tonight when I checked Twitter during a few minute break in between videos, and after reading about his situation I posted right away. It's impossible to speak about something that's going on if you don't know about it. It's also never wise to speak about a situation, especially to a large platform, before fully understanding it as well. You can't win. Ignore something people are upset. Speak about something people are still upset. Instead of focusing anger towards influencers, we should be directing our anger to the country's fucked up legal system that unjustly took the life of Brandon Bernard today. Justice will one day be served, and it's important that we use our voices and platforms to hopefully make a change for the better. Other people responded to that as well, saying at the end of the day they did speak about it. It doesn't matter when somebody speaks on a situation, it just matters if they do, and they did. And frankly, you don't know if they took their time to properly educate themselves on the situation. Somebody responded to that saying, shut the fuck up. At the end of the day, they spoke about it. He is dead now. We could have had a chance to save his life if they spoke about it earlier. To which Sarah responded, the justice system in this country is brutal and fundamentally fucked. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter how many people tweet about it. Trump is going to push as many executions as possible. I'm sorry, but James Charles wasn't wasn't going to save him. James Charles is not systematic change. Insider also recently released an article saying that Jeffree Star's sexual assault accuser was paid $45,000 by a Jeffree Star Cosmetics executive, leaked documents say. Newly leaked documents appear to show Jeffree Star's team attempting to derail Insider's October investigations into allegations of sexual assault and violence made against Star. StickyDrama.com, a blog devoted to online gossip, published an image of a cashier's check that appears to show a $45,000 payment to Star's sexual assault accuser Gage Arthur from a Jeffree Star Cosmetics executive days after Arthur retracted his allegations to Insider. The same website published what it says is a section from Arthur's settlement agreement with Star's team dictating that he would be paid $25,000 for attempting to retract his allegations, in addition to $20,000 that he would be paid for contacting two of Insider's other sources and getting them to do the same. Previously, Star's attorney denied the allegations of physical and sexual violence made in Insider's investigation, calling them false and defamatory. The document reads, within 2 business days of signing this agreement, Mr. Arthur shall be paid $25,000. If Business Insider does not publish the article about Mr. Star within 3 months of the effective date, Mr. Arthur shall receive an additional $25,000. Anthony Vanity and Danny Archroyd have also retracted their statements to Business Insider. Mr. Arthur shall receive an additional $10,000 for contacting each of Mr. Vanity and Mr. Archroyd for a total of an additional $20,000. And as you can see, there's also a signature on this legal document. There are also screenshots between Gage and somebody else discussing this whole thing with Jeffree Star. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Fuck Jeffree Star, he's a piece of shit. If you liked this video or if you liked me, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you didn't like me, make sure to get in contact with my teachers because I bet you have a lot in common. And make sure to stay safe and stay hydrated.